that women should work. And then whole the situation, the environment of the workplace in the society has to be improved. So the companies are encouraged to make it easy for women to continue to work. The government Japan still has a very preferential, the tax code that if the wife works and her earning is less than 1,003,100 yen, 1.3 million yen, then the family is tax exempted. So the family doesn't have to pay the tax. So that means to encourage the women to be a housewife and then to become not the major earner of the bread in the family, but her income will be very subsidiary and then help the main income. Then the women thought this is probably a good thing. So it continues. Still now it has the same preferential treatment in tax after 70 years after the war. And then the government tries to lengthen this child leave, maternity leave. We have 6 weeks before and 8 weeks after, but then the government installed a year of leave in taking care of the baby. Now Abe government wants to make it 3 years. And it means that the women can take the leave of absence from the companies, from the work, for 3 years after the delivery of the baby. And is it good for women? It means that it is women, the wives, who has to take care of the babies when they are until 3 years old. So it reinstalls the gender roles, the gender-based the division of labor. And also it makes it very difficult for women to return to the workforce after 3 years of absence. And it will be very difficult for women to be on the same scale as men who enters the company at the same time. So Japan keeps this M letter curves that women will work after the graduation, and then when they get married and have a child, they are out of the market, and then later they come back to the market, but as a part-time workers. It is almost impossible for women over, say, 40 years old to have the very regular job with as a career that we should really build up our career, improving our skills and so forth. So again, although the government is very serious about letting women to have children, the birth rate never increased in the recent years, and still it stays in a very low level. And then at the same time, aging society just progressed, and the women's longevity became longer. And so the problem has never been solved by the policy alone. The government is very serious about increasing the child care facilities and also the old people's care home with good medical care and so forth. But one of the problems about this this old age problem is the shortage of the personnel who can work in the care services. Now, traditionally, those people who are in nursing of the elderly people are considered to be the less desirable or favorable job compared to other professional field. The payment is fixed by the government right now in Japan. It's considered to be low compared to some other business sectors. And also, the society came to realize the need for the personnel quite recently. So there has not been the educational programs in the universities that is geared to produce the caretakers. So this education has been taken care of by the high school, sometimes post-high school programs of 2-year programs or the specialized educational institutions. Was not installed in college education. Now it's coming very rapidly in Japan, and of course our university has the social welfare department, which tries to produce personnel in this care field. So the university education is very backward in Asia, particularly. So the kind of social status of those people who take care of the elderly did not go up, because you don't have a college degree in order to be into those fields. And there is another factor, that is the misalignment of the labor market. Japan had relatively low employment rates in the past, but with recent economic stagnation, the unemployment rate has increased. So there are many people who are not employed in the society, and there is a shortage of the personnel in the nursing and in care field. But those who are not employed are the people who have worked in the construction field or any other labor-intensive field. And basically they are men. And men have not, in the past, have taken care of anybody. And no children, not even wives at all. So, although the job is available and the people are very badly needed, we say some 4 million people are needed in this field. So the government is giving us a kind of assistance to the universities to establish those fields and departments to increase qualified, the people who will be in that field. But right now in the market, there are many, many men who are not employed, but they are really useless in taking care of the people. They haven't even, it's almost impossible. So there is a misalignment of the labor forces which are available in the society, but not can be used to fulfill the need and then to take care of the problems. So these are the problems that now Japan is facing. So what Japan is doing very much right now is the socialization of this care of the elderly people. Now, and at the same time, to let the family take care